Well, hey, so I've been talking up about doing this big TuneBot video, and I started doing it this weekend, and a tuning gremlin got loose in my house, and for some reason my TuneBot did not want to work whatsoever. I'm going to reach out to the company and see if there might be a defect or if I'm doing something wrong. I've used it before and not had any trouble. And for some ridiculous reason, it just decided that it doesn't want to read the notes properly. So I have a list of the notes that these drums are tuned to from the app. And what I did to circumvent it in this situation was I looked up, the top one's like 373 hertz. So I looked up a video, 373 hertz, and literally sat there listening to it, ding, 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 banging on the drum. And I did that all the way down. See, I got a container of A&D ointment here. It's just what I had handy. You can use Vaseline if you like. While I was tuning, I pulled the heads off all of the drums and lubricated the tuning rods. Put a little bit of this stuff on there so that when they go back in, they're less likely to go out of tune, and also it makes them easier to tune. You're not catching on any errant burrs or anything that might be inherent either on the threads of the tension rod or of the swivel nut that it screws into. I've talked about this before, somewhere around, here we go. While I had the heads off, I also wax condition my bearing edges. It's something I've done since I started playing drums. When I got my first Rockstar kit, Thomas sends you this little booklet that kind of gives you a brief overview of tuning. And one of the things that they had suggested was put wax on your bearing edge when you change your heads. It improves the contact. So I've always done that. I am using Howard Feed and Wax wood polish and conditioner. If you have like a butcher block countertop, you might use this. It seems to work really great for me. This is a Rockstar kit. It's Philippine mahogany and basswood. This is not birch. This is not maple. So, it's not inherently, it's not as resonant. And unfortunately, I don't have a great way of capturing the sound here. That's going to change, but, it's a little bit of money to make sure I can get the sound mixed properly to YouTube. So for now, you got to trust me. These drums are way more resonant than they were in the past, partially due to the conditioner that I use on bearing edges, partially due to split lugs, die cast with gaskets, as opposed to the old school this kit had the full length Rockstar lugs. I know some of the older ones, 86, 87, I think even 88 had the split. This had the full length ones, stamped metal, no decal or no gaskets. So, and the other thing I did while I had everything apart, because I'm an absolute nutcase, is I cleaned them. I cleaned them a couple of weeks ago too, but I didn't like the wax I use. This time I got Mother's California Gold spray wax. I absolutely love it. It goes on really easy, wipes right off. The texture, everything is super, super smooth. Again, I don't have cool theatrical lighting in here, so this video doesn't really take advantage of the awesome sparkliness of the glass glitter finish. But one of these days, you guys that are subscribed and are watching, you're in on the bottom floor. And once again, I want to say thank you to everybody who's subscribed so far. Thank you to everybody who's commented. I've gotten a lot of great comments from a lot of people. I try to respond to everybody. If I haven't responded to you, I'm sorry. I try hard. Yeah, so moving along, I'll give you a little listen. fortunately, the 18 I know is not coming across the way it should be. If you were sitting here, it would be making your clothes move. There's such a low frequency coming out of this. I think this is tuned to like 106 hertz. So it's pretty low, man. It's low enough that if you had a mic on it and you properly processed it, you could probably substitute this for like an electronic 808 hit. It hits pretty low. And then I didn't mess with the kicks. They're still where they're at. This is the 14x8 Tama SLP Big Black Steel. And I like this drum a lot. You know, I used to say it was my secondary, but I use these two interchangeably, well, not interchangeably, for different stuff. And then this is 14x8 Star Classic Walnut Birch in the lovely lacquer oyster Phantasm. Now this drum, I use the stock Star Classic snares. I have a Remo Emperor, a black X on top, which is a black Emperor with a reverse dot. A large piece of moon gel, and sometimes I use the small Remo rings, sometimes I don't. On the bottom of this drum, though, I have an Emperor snare side, which you don't see very often. I had to special order it because I just felt with the body and the depth that this drum has, I needed a little more on the snare side. I like to keep this drum tuned a little bit looser, so it's a little bit more dead, a little bit fatter. To be honest with you, this is my favorite snare sound. I really like this other drum too, and I do use it a lot, but I'm very comfortable right here. You put the ring on it and it cuts out the nasty overtones. So yeah. Oh, I also did something else while I had the kit apart. The memory locks here, you'll notice there's one missing on the 10, and I'll get to that in a minute. So the memory locks that came with these, the tom holders, these tom holders I think are from a newer style Imperial Star, I believe. I ordered these because I wanted black nickel and I wanted Tama tom holders. I didn't want to get aftermarket ones. Same thing with the bass drum spurs. Took 14 months to get those Star Classic bass drum spurs. So anyway, the memory locks didn't fit these tom mounts. So while I had it apart, I machined them so they actually fit in. And while I was putting them back together, the one for the 10, the threaded tension rod there stripped out. So I have a replacement somewhere I can throw in there. But it's not such a big deal on the 10. I was having a lot of problems with the 13 and the 14. This is a 13x12 and a 14x13. These are 80s drums. They have super thick shells. They're heavy. And frankly, just the tom holder, the bracket on the drum wasn't doing a good enough job of keeping the drum up. I really needed those memory locks. So I machined them a little bit, and now everything fits. Everything's tight the way it's supposed to be. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll keep you guys updated on the TuneBot thing. I'm sure that there's something silly going on because I personally loved that product. I still love that product. It just kind of threw me for a loop the past couple of days. I tried changing the batteries and still nothing. So I'm going to reach out to them. Maybe there's some sort of defect, or I'm just doing things completely wrong, which is entirely a possibility. I think that's about it for today. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you soon. Thanks a lot.